certainly, pleased with our guys' effort tonight. We knew Central Florida has played really well. They've had some impactful league wins and a lot of respect for Coach Dawkins and their program. So we knew that on the practice court, we were going to need to earn the right to win. And our guys did a great job yesterday in terms of how we competed, how we rebounded the ball, disruptive defensively, and then really working on sharing the ball offensively. I thought tonight the story of the game for us, as much as anything, was, yes, we turned them over and turned those into points, but in the half court we did such a great job moving and sharing the basketball.
Coach, why did you show your team the clip of KU getting to the floor and earning that three-point shot back in Lawrence? And then how rewarding was it to see the Killian kind of make a similar play today?
I just think it's important that, if you have tremendous pride, being the first team to the floor, or people call them 50-50 balls, you want to try to have that margin on your side as opposed to it being a 50-50 ball. And based on work habits and things that we value, that's something we expect to get. We don't think they're 50-50 balls. And so for Killian tonight, he really lays it on the line, and really pleased with how he played. And again, that same play that didn't happen in Lawrence happened for us today. Now we've got to continue to do it.
The starting center for UCF, John Bull, picked up 2 quick personal fouls. Was that a targeted kind of whiteboard kind of thing that you guys get him out of the game and maybe have a size advantage for your own?
I'd say more than anything, we're really focused on ourselves. Like, what can we do to be the best version of ourselves tonight and keep improving? I think, when you start off the way we did, sometimes there can be areas where you can take your attention away and focus away from the things that are most important. So more than our opponents at this point, it's about us. It's about us getting better. It's about us continuing to attack the paint and be aggressive. And I think when you do that, you put defenses in rotation in tough spots, and that's what we're able to do tonight. And, that's where he picked up those fouls.
TJ, what was the key in flipping the script back in terms of your ball pressure, forcing turnovers? It started early and it just kept going.
Yeah, I think it's something where, when you get into league play, the defensive efforts of our opponents, the length, the size, athleticism in this conference is real. And so there's times where offensively maybe it doesn't go as well as you'd like. Now, if we're doing a great job pressuring the ball and scoring off our defense, and you're doing a great job getting second chance points on the glass, then even when you're a little bit stagnant offensively, you're able to push through those tough times. And for us, there's just a time where when the offense wasn't, going the way we liked, we let it affect us in other ways. We let it affect us with our defensive pressure, with our offensive rebounding effort, and then our ball movement and how we've, shared the basketball hasn't been as good. So those are things we've really worked on and focused on and will continue to work on so we can get better in those areas.
And Jamarian, was he as good as he's been in terms of not just hitting threes, but he attacked the basket, got an and one, and kept doing that?
Yeah, I think his energy he plays with. I mean, for a freshman, he's got such a great spirit. He cares so much. He wants to do the right thing. So, like, the older guys really respect him because how he carries himself every day. And so you just believe guys are going to perform to the level of their habits. I mean, I've said it, and there hasn't been a better habits guy that we've had come in as a freshman than Jamarian. And I believe he's going to continue to step up and play well. We saw what he did on the road at Kansas. We saw what he did today, and I'm excited for his continued climb.
What stood out to you about J. Jeff's game today?
I'd say defensively, he had an edge to how he played, right? Like he was really helping pressure and getting turnovers. And then, for him, we've got to do the best job we can trying to open the court. But when he can get a dunk in transition and he can get, a finish where the whole defense isn't loaded up, that's going to build his confidence. I think he earned that on the defensive end. And then he took a leadership position in terms of we're going to move the ball, we're going to share the ball, we're going to keep it on the move. And, I mean, to have 12 assists and no turnovers, that's ridiculous. And not to mention the rebounds and the points. So I'm just proud of, his ability mentally to lock in on the things that are important for us to be successful. And now we just got to work together to maintain that, every night out.
The no turnovers, how much of that was his decision-making, and how much was it that the 4 other guys, like you mentioned, were making the defense not able to load up against him on the bounce?
Yeah, I think our ball movement, our player movement was better. Guys, I think it's both ways, right? It's Joshua understanding that other teams are going to key their defense on him because he is, he's proven so much. And so that he's going to trust his teammates more earlier in the possession, and then they're more involved, so they make more energy plays. And then hopefully as the ball comes back to Joshua later in the possession, we've shifted the defense, they're in rotation, so now they're not loaded up for him. And I think that's the thing that we have to continue to be resilient and be committed to, because obviously when guys are more involved offensively, it also allows them to make more energy plays defensively and otherwise. So that was great to see.
DJ, you guys had 31 points off turnovers tonight. How rewarding is it as the head coach to see your guys get back to that identity of scoring off turnovers as much as you guys do?
Yeah, no, it's extremely important. I mean, I think, we aim to be the team that our ball pressure defensively is disruptive and puts you under duress. And then, obviously the live ball turnovers, I think we had 13 steals. So when you get those steals, there's no better way to play for each other than in transition, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 2-on-0, whatever that may be. And so that's something that as we've put together a plan for our team to play well, that's at the top of the priority list. And I thought our guys had really, really good commitment to that tonight for 40 minutes.
Dominic walked out in street clothes tonight. Was there an update on him, injury? What was the reasoning for him not playing tonight?
Yeah, he's in concussion protocol right now. And so, we'll continue to evaluate it day by day.
TJ, Killian had a plus 38 plus-minus rating. What did you think of his performance tonight?
Yeah, he played great. I loved his energy right away. Defensively, I think it's really a credit to him and his character and resiliency defensively when, he can be as disruptive as he was tonight. And I think folks for them had, just coming off a 25-point game against Arizona, and he commanded and controlled the game. And for Killian to come out and take on that personal challenge from the start, I think, you do that when you're the aggressor and you'll play, things will go well offensively. It's great to see him bang a couple threes again. I know he's put the time in, and we have confidence in his ability to make that shot. He hasn't had as many lately, but seeing it go through will continue to make him feel good about the work he's doing.
You've talked a little bit about off-ball movement and setting guys up for open shots. How do you guys teach that, and what's the key to making sure that's something that's consistent within your offense?
I mean, I think more than anything, it's a understanding of, the game and what's going on. There's teams that are switching. There's teams that aren't. There's teams that play in the gaps. Tonight they started going under everything pretty far on Taman and Killian, almost a dare or challenge to shoot the perimeter shot. And so it's playing with an aggressiveness. It's playing with a togetherness. Yet there's got to be some schematic things that you understand what your opponents are doing and what you can take advantage of. And I thought our guys put all those things together and didn't hesitate. We just kind of kept the ball on the move. I had good intent to get a better shot for a teammate, and everything just kind of went our way.
And then for clarity on Dominic Nelson's concussion, did that occur at Cincinnati or in practice, or if that's not something you can disclose?
Coach Workman? I don't know all the rules of what to disclose, but it happened in practice yesterday.
Have you been around somebody who shot the ball like Milan shooting the ball right now for 2.5 months?
Don't think so. I mean, I think, when you look at the numbers, they're absurd. And I kept telling him, you're going to shoot it great like you did tonight, and the number's going to come down just a little bit because you only shot 50% from three. So I think that's a great situation to have. The thing is, and we've really been preaching it with our team, is when the amount of attention defense is put on him, on most of his attempts, you'll see one guy flying at him and another guy on the way, which we've showed our team, look what this looks like, and then our opportunity to offensive rebound. So if you have a 55% chance, you'll like this for Ken Palm and all your stats, for 55% chance at a three, right? And now what percentage do you have going to the glass, 4-on-3 on the backside, and then converting that into points, like outside of an uncontested layup or dunk, there's no better shot for our team, and that's counting not making it, right? And so I just think him staying aggressive, I mean, we defined it at the start of the year, and he's been phenomenal, and his teammates look for him. But it's crazy that we get this far in the press conference and he has 20 points, and it's like a quiet 20 that we're not that impressed with because of the standard that he set. So, hats off to him and the work he does, and proud of our teammates for finding them.
Over the 2-game stretch where you guys lost on the road, did you and your staff ever get together and weigh in the plus minus of your trap defense and how it's giving the opponents a lot of open looks versus the turnovers you were forcing?
No. Thanks. No, that's Bussy likes that. Look at Kevin.
I will say I didn't double check your points of transition. I was like, I'm not going back and doing the math on that. I'm just going to work for it. I was like, I'm just giving it. So don't. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that though, because now you're just going to throw BS stats at us, aren't you?
Yeah, I might. You never know.